This is a little bit of my playground, and this is a little bit of what I do with it. One of the things I've always loved in painting and in nature in life is atmosphere filled with water. Mist, fog, drizzle like we have today, full-on rain. Hopefully we'll get a blast while I'm out. Anything that changes the mood and the feeling of the elements of the landscape. I've seen this island glowing absolutely gold, as indeed these cliffs in front of me here. Rich, golden reflections across a deep blue sea, just magnificent. Look at it today, you can hardly see it. Hiding in the water, in the atmosphere. Fantastic subject. These rocks are ancient, harsh. They've been incredibly tormented, something I might look at in another video. And yet today, because of the water in the atmosphere, they're caressed. Their presence is softened. It's an incredible experience. I wonder if they actually feel it. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I'm being silly. No, am I? I don't know. But as artists, we can embrace these nuances and these ideas and impart that kind of imaginative sense or provocation. Let's pop around to the front of these rocks and have a look at the headland and how the various headlands are affected by this drizzle, this water in the atmosphere. Okay, so what are we looking at here? We're looking at how the atmosphere affects the cliffs, what we see. Now there are several protrusions of cliffs as we look into the distance. The closer cliffs are more clear and there's more contrast and there's more darkness and they have more detail. As the atmosphere affects the cliffs going into the distance, they have less contrast, fewer shadows or lighter shadows, and overall they are lighter and we lose detail. Well, this is as heavy as the rain is going to get today, which is really just a drizzle. It's not really rain, but it's good enough, and we get the atmosphere, bearing in mind that when the sun hits these cliffs and they're not wet, they do glow gold late in the afternoon, and that's what I want as well. So atmosphere gold and the effects of light as light hits the water in the atmosphere. Ooh, that island gets me every time. These cliffs are untouched by the sea. The sea is laying flat and quite a distance off it. I have seen waves 35 feet high slam into these cliffs behind me, and I've felt the earth actually shake from the weight and the power of massive big seas hitting the cliffs. So let's do that. Let's pick this sea up, make it angry and aggressive, and we'll slam it into the cliff face here on canvas using these cliffs as inspiration. Now this is good because the waves are good. Okay, out the back and here. And here. Oh, look at this. That's what we're after. Look at that. I'm going to get wet, but it doesn't matter. Okay, that's a start. Let's give it a minute. Now that is what I love, but even bigger. Kind of nice. It's comforting because it's power. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's give it up. Come on. Come on, baby. Bring on the big boys. Nope, not big enough. The size waves that I'm after. 3 times that size, 4 times that size. It's that degree of energy and power that I want to capture in this painting. Big waves slamming against a cliff face. So I'm sort of gathering the elements here. I've got the mist from the rain. I've got cliff faces that I can draw from for inspiration. And now I've got the big seas. All these rocks, incidentally, would have been thrown here. Now, it doesn't mean they would have been thrown here today. But certainly with this openness to the sea and the prevailing direction of the swell, this is why they're here. They would have been picked up like jelly beans and just put there utterly against their will, if you know what I mean. Fantastic. Now, these waves aren't as big, but the sunlight has come out now and hitting the white water. So imagine that. Big waves breaking, all that torment and power and movement and force being caressed gently by the touch of sunlight or light. And that's really what I'm about with this painting, is this duality between movable water and immovable rocks, between something that is solid and something that is not solid, such as the air, but made of the same stuff, which is water, watery atmosphere, watery ocean. And then that forceful power that'd kill you, caressed by sunlight, gentle light, that would love you to death. Ready to go? Why not? Let's begin. Now, this is what you expect, probably, or what you've seen before. The artist draws in the image, the outline of the image, locating things precisely, and then colours it in. Oh no, don't go outside the lines. Do you see, all of a sudden we're speaking about constriction. And that's not creativity. That's not creative. It's not thrilling, and you don't feel the thrill when you're doing it. What I'm trying to do is highlight the difference between that, which is the traditional way of doing things, and what I'm about to do, what I'm about to show you. And notice too how the smaller the brush people use, the more restrictive that is. But the eye doesn't work that way. The principle is really simple. You cannot reproduce the amount of detail that lives in the natural world. You just can't reproduce it. Doesn't matter how small a brush you want to go, you just can't do it. Not to the beautiful depth and integrated extent that nature can do it. Small brush colouring in or blocking in between the lines equals constriction. Well, you know what I reckon? The hell with that. I want to create. Boonga, into it. Quick, confident. Get that energy onto the canvas. Create. Feel the freedom. Feel the spirit of the element. Each element different. The rocks, the wave, feel it. See the difference. This is how I empower a canvas. Empowering means getting creative energy onto the canvas. I don't care about lines, I don't care about the colour, I care about the tone, and I care that the colours are unmixed. All of that adds to the effect over time. This is a foundation, a creative foundation. It's going to take me 30, 40, 50 stages, sometimes 100 stages, over 100. I've done it so many times that I know absolutely what's happening with my brush and with my knife. I know the colours that are going on, I know the effect that's going to happen when I make the stroke on canvas. I know what I'm going to get. It's an entirely different process, and I invite you in to enjoy it. I am thrilled when I do this. I have to go into slow motion to show you what's happening. The choices, the creative decisions, all being made very, very quickly and all from experience, and it's all very easy. It's not hard at all. This is easier than colouring in. I mentioned that I care that the colours have to be light in tone. That's more important than the actual colour at this stage, day one. What also is important is the texture. Now the knife and the brush create different types of texture. I'm going to use each of those types and their different combinations in juxtaposition to develop this image, to create the subject rather than colour in the subject. Now I make these applications light in tone because the other applications that I do once this is dry through all those stages are going to have a transparency about them, and I will choose that degree of transparency as well. So the colour that comes from this will be a combination of several different layers of transparency. There's no way I want to be held to an exact colour at this point. Again, that would be immediately constrictive. I want the colours to arrive in time. I want to tease through their nuances. I want the colours to look like they're lit from within or from behind. And because I'm not colouring in and working with these creative elements of the process and dealing purely with creativity through, say, 50 stages, it means that I'll have doors of opportunity continually open to me. So far from being constricted, with this painting for the next 6 to 12 months, I'm on a magic carpet ride. And so at the end of 1 hour's work, I've now covered the canvas to look like this. There it is. It was blank, now it's not. My creative energy is in there. So too is the creative potential in there. And that's what I was after. Well, I did go through those doors of opportunity for all those months, and this is where they took me. The elements that we discussed in there. So it came from spirit, the spirit of the elements of the subject. They were physical, but I felt the spirit. That energy then came through me into the choice of techniques, into the applications on canvas, through the months, through the doors of opportunity to become physical again. A little unique window on a little unique world. Now, I'm not asking you to like this painting, that's up to you, but I would really love it if you like the process, because it has a lot to offer, and you just might enjoy it if you do it. And what it does do too is it means that it allows me to enjoy the world a whole lot more. And so the world is a whole lot richer for me. And for that, I'm very grateful. Please do enjoy your world.